Hello and welcome back to the channel. Yesterday at San Diego Comic-Con, Hasbro had their Star Wars panel and revealed a bunch of new stuff, so in this video we're gonna go through all of that. And so without further ado, let's dive in. First, we are going to check out the Black Series reveals, so let's start with the Stap and Battle Droid set for a 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. This is a beautiful looking set that, after Darth Maul with Speeder, definitely confirms that Hasbro is bringing back vehicles in the Black Series line. The packaging design is a throwback to the original action figure line for episode 1. It has a huge window showing the figure and its accessories. The figure is that same B1 battle droid that we had in the line for a long time, but this one has a little bit of weathering on it, so that's nice to see. The Stap looks great. It also has some weathering on it and the sculpt looks nice and sharp. There is a translucent stand included in the set, and battle droid is coming with all of his standard accessories like the backpack with antennas, separate antennas, and his blaster rifle. A few years back, Bandai made this model kit that looks amazing, but I assume that it's difficult to find and it's probably too expensive at this point, so it's great that Hasbro decided to add this set to the line. This is a PulseCon exclusive, not a SDCC exclusive, and it will be up for pre-order on September 13th when PulseCon event is going to happen. The price will be $49.99 US, and in Europe it will probably be around 55 euros, but we'll have to wait and see. Also, this set should be available for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse. Moving now to the rest of the Black Series reveals, we have few new figures from the Acolyte, and the first one is Vernestra Rwoh. She is number 8 in the Acolyte line. It's a great representation of her live action look. I think that the likeness is there, green skin color is accurate, and she is in her Jedi robes that are a combination of white plastic skirt and brown soft goods tunic. The hood looks good as well. It's stitched up in the corners so that it keeps the right shape when pulled over the head. Now, the controversy with this release is over the fact that her light whip is missing here. She comes with a standard looking purple bladed lightsaber, and that's not the weapon that she used to kill the bug in the show. Maybe Hasbro could have made that whip with a simple soft plastic like what they use for Indiana Jones's whip, or a bendy wire, but I'm not sure how that would hold up because it would have to be very thin and it would probably be very fragile, so maybe that's why they didn't do it. I don't know. Anyway, the blade is removable and the hilt can be connected to her belt. Next, also from the Acolyte, we have Basil, Jedi Order Tracker, and he is number 7 in the line for this series. It's a completely newly tooled figure, but it's a small figure. He looks good. They've done a great job on sculpting and painting all the small details. I assume that the articulation will be decent and the visor is also movable, but you guys probably know what I'm going to say here. This is a small figure, and for the accessories he only comes with Pip, that little Swiss knife all-in-one droid. They say that they've put a lot of work into that droid, into all the details on it, but the thing is that that's the only accessory here. I mean, look at all the empty space in the box, and we can assume that they will charge us the standard Black Series price for what is half the size of your standard 6-inch figure. I said it before with similar releases, I'm not a fan of that pricing. If you have deluxe releases that cost more because the figure is bigger and or comes with extra accessories, then you should also lower the price for a smaller figure that comes with almost nothing. That's just how I feel, but you guys tell me your thoughts on this down in the comments. Both Vernestra and Basil will be up for pre-order today, July 27th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time or 11 p.m. Central European Time. These are mainline items and they will be available on Hasbro Pulse, and they are scheduled for release in spring of 2025. Next, we have few figures from Andor show, and first one is Cassian Andor in one of his outfits that he was wearing in the show. He is number 10 in Andor line, as we see here on the packaging. They say that it's a new sculpt, and this is probably the best likeness that they've done for this character so far. The sculpting of the jacket looks good, a lot of nice details on it. He has the belt connected to the holster, only one holster, but he comes with 2 pistol blasters. It's been a while since I saw the show, so I assume that one of these blasters was not originally his. Maybe I'm wrong. The other figure from Andor is Dedra Meero, a great character in the show, and so I assume that a lot of collectors will like to have her represented in a figure form in their Imperial collection. She is number 12 in the Andor line. The head sculpt turned out really good. The likeness to the actress is there, she is in her Imperial officer uniform, and Hasbro team said that they did use the officer base body that they have, but they also made all the necessary adjustments to give her the accurate look from the show. She comes with her blaster and a large data pad that she used in season 1. Both Andor and Dedra will be mainline figures scheduled to be released in fall of 2024, but they are still not available for pre-order, and we will know more details in the near future. Next, we are moving to Ahsoka series, and of course we are getting a new Ahsoka Tano in her lighter outfit, Ahsoka the White. She is labeled as Ahsoka Tano Paridia, and she is number 11 in Ahsoka line. It's a nice update to already great previous version. The whole head sculpt looks different, her laku look longer, and they also updated her articulation. But the obvious missing accessory here is her poncho. Hasbro is again playing the same game as with the first release, and it's disappointing to see that. There will probably be some re-release down the line that will have that poncho included, and I'm not a fan of that kind of practice. I am interested in getting this figure, but I'm really disappointed with the way that they are treating us again. Next up were a few figures from The Mandalorian, specifically the third season. We are getting Imperial Armored Commando, an interesting trooper variant, and a nice army builder. This commando is number 42 in the line, which is insane when you think about how many figures that line has, while at the same time we are only now starting Revenge of the Sith line with Palpatine. That's insane. But anyway, it's a completely newly tooled figure with a great design. I especially like the design of the helmet. The combination of white and gray works for me, and I love to see that subtle transition from Imperial to First Order trooper design. He's coming with two different blasters and a jetpack that is removable, and we'll have to see if it's compatible with Glavis Ringworld Mando. Another Mando Season 3 figure is a deluxe IG-12 with Grogu and two Inzelans. This set comes in a larger box, and it's number 41 in the Mando line. Now, this is finally a brand new IG figure, new sculpt, proper scale, unlike previous Black Series IG figures. It was about time for them to finally update that body, and I assume that they will release both 11 and 88 on this new body sometime down the line. This IG-12 has the articulated chest so that Grogu or Inzelan can fit in, but the rest of the body also has an updated articulation, which is great to hear. They pointed out that even the hands have articulated fingers. You can see that they even post him in this kneeling pose to highlight his movability. All in all, a much needed update for the line, and I'm happy to see it. So Ahsoka, Commando and IG-12 are all mainline figures scheduled to be released in fall of 2024, and pre-orders for them will go up today, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 p.m. Central European Time. The only difference is that IG-12 is a deluxe figure. They also revealed new pipeline figures for the Black Series, and there are some really interesting ones here. First, Kelnaka, the Wookiee Jedi from the Acolyte show, Moff Gideon in his Beskar armor, and one of his Praetorian guards, both from Mando Season 3, and then the new Anakin in his Clone Wars armor from flashback in Ahsoka Season 1. After that, also from Ahsoka, Phase 1 Clone Captain Rex, even though the image is from animation. And then Clone Commander Bakara from Revenge of the Sith, BX Commando Droid from the Clone Wars, and finally Caesar from Shadows of the Empire. Now, these to me are great pipeline reveals and something to really look forward to in the near future. I mean, a new Black Series Anakin with more accurate face sculpt, this brings us one step closer to the new Episode 3 Anakin, and then a Phase 1 Rex, which is also something that we wanted for a long time. And then on top of all that, Bakara and Commando Droid to round out that separatist droid army. I mean, all of these pipeline reveals are fantastic, and I'm really excited to see how they look in a figure form. They also pipelined a roleplay item, and it is Balin Skull's Force Effects Elite lightsaber. Moving on to the vintage collection, they also had some great reveals. I do not collect this line, but I'm always amazed by the world building potential of it. So TVC is getting a live action version of Thrawn from Ahsoka, also same as the Black Series, Ahsoka in her light outfit. Then Cobb Vanth in Mandalorian armor, Blurg and the Mandalorian, a great set, something that would also work in the Black Series scale. TVC is also getting a Pulse and Disney Store exclusive, the Armorer's Forge set, and this is that world building element that I love in this line. This set looks amazing. And finally, they also revealed the Jetpack Trooper from Jedi Survivor game. All of these are up for pre-order today, same thing as most of the Black Series figures, and are scheduled to be released in fall of 2024. TVC also had some pipeline figures revealed, and they are Indara and Yord from the Acolyte, Dedra from Andor, Kenobi from his series, Phase 1 Clone Lieutenant and Mandalorian, both from Ahsoka, and finally Baylan and Shin, also from Ahsoka. And with how bad these two turned out in the Black Series line, I wish you TVC collectors out there all the best. I really hope that they will be made much better for this scale. And so those were all the reveals that we saw from Hasbro's panel from this year's San Diego Comic-Con. I personally am looking forward to a lot of these figures that they showed us, especially most of those that they show in their pipeline reveals. But now I would really love to hear you guys. What do you think about these reveals? Which ones are you looking forward to the most? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. As always, special thank you goes out to my Patreon supporters who are helping me to keep this channel alive, and of course to all the rest of you guys, thank you so much for watching, thank you for being here with me, and I'll see ya in the next video.